What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a look at Starter Deck 10. You see, the full set list has gone and been revealed, which means we can look at every card. Some we've talked about before, some we haven't talked about before, but now that we got the entire list, it's time to sit and look at the entire deck. Shout out to the lovely folks over at Ensan Gaming and the lovely folks over at DigimonCard.dev, who do provide our translations here. And like in the last video, a special shout out to DigimonCardGame.fandom.com, which have proven to be an excellent place to go and remind myself of the set list, most importantly, so I can tell you which cards come as 2-ofs here, because that is a pretty big deal. Remember, some of these cards come as 2-ofs, and you gotta buy 2 starter decks to get the full play set, and that's honestly a bit annoying, but enough we can do about it. So starting off then with the Digitarmor, we've got Nayarumon, and it's a purple Digitarmor, and then it's got an inheritable skill, whereby if you've got a yellow Digimon in play when you are attacking, draw a card. And the fact of the matter is, unlike some card games, Digimon does not have great draw. So anytime you can get a bit of cheeky draw, that is a brilliant, 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 brilliant thing, and this will give it to you. Sure, you got to play a dual color deck, but these have clearly been made to try and force you into playing dual color decks, so sounds alright by me. We've then got ourselves a playset of the Salamon. What we've got here is a fairly standard Digimon. Worth noting that all of the yellow Digimon, not the case for purple, we'll get there in a minute, all of the yellow Digimon can Digivolve from yellow or purple, which means you can switch back and forth between these colours, and that's a good thing. It's got an inheritable skill. At the end of your turn, you can DNA Digivolve this Digimon and your other Digimon into a Digimon card in your hand by paying its DNA Digivolution cost. Now, I still think we need a bit of context about exactly how this works, which should be coming very soon, but it just allows you to DNA Digivolve more quickly and easily, and that's clearly a good thing. Now, Lopmon, there's nothing really good about Lopmon, and it's weird, right, because when you look at the 2 starter decks, there are clear parallels, because this Lopmon is basically the Betamon of this deck, in the same way that I just showed you that rather lovely Salamon, and Salamon is basically like exactly the same as the Wormmon in the other deck, which I'd find kind of interesting. Clear parallels going on. Fact of the matter is, Lopmon is vanilla card. 4,000 power is not high enough to avoid the Rookie Rush hate that people tend to play, so literally the only reason to play Lopmon is it can Digivolve from either yellow or purple. And if that's good enough, that's fine, but that is the only hook of this card. Now, Gatomon comes in here as the first card that comes in as a 2-of. It is a designated super rare. And what we've got here is when you play it, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and you may add a purple and a yellow Digimon from among them to your hand. And on your turn, when this Digimon Digivolves into an Archangel or Fallen Angel Digimon, you reduce the Digivolution cost by 2. This is actually an expensive Digimon. We'd expect like 4 to play, 2 to Digivolve, so 5 and 3 is expensive. But because when you play it, you get those 2 extra Digimon potentially, assuming they're in the top 3 cards of your deck, and the fact that you can Digivolve more cheaply afterwards, does tend to mitigate it quite nicely. And then it's got that same skill, you can DNA Digivolve with another Digimon by paying a DNA Digivolution cost. Just get them up more quickly and easily, which is a good thing. Now we've then got Angel Woman. Comes in, it's a rare, but it's still a 4-of here. And when you play it, one of your opponent's Digimon gets security attack -2 until the end of your opponent's next turn. So they can have security attack +1, and they will actually take out no security cards. They will still attack, and any attacking skills will activate, but they won't take out any security cards, and this is clearly a very nice thing for you. And then on your turn, if you've got a purple Digimon in play, you get security attack +1. And I do enjoy the spitefulness here of giving your opponent minus security attack at the same time as giving yourself extra security attack. That makes me rather happy indeed. But honestly, the combo there is pretty gosh darn good. Now we then see Mastamon. Mastamon is your level 6. Mastamon's a super rare, and obviously Mastamon is a 2-of in the deck. Sorry about that. But it does look good. It can DNA Digivolve from a yellow and a purple level 5. Remember, that's where you take the purple and the yellow level 5, you mash them together into one stack of Digimon. This goes on top. You do not pay for it, but it does unsuspend and let you attack again. So yes, you can have attacked with both level 5s, DNA Digivolve into Mastamon, and then attack again. Plus, when you're Digivolving, you can place a yellow or purple Digimon from your trash on top of your security stack face down. It's basically recovery, but you get to choose what you get. And then if you DNA Digivolve, you may look at your security and play a level 5 or lower Digimon without paying, and then shuffle your security stack. Now, obviously, that removes a card from your security, although you've just put one in, so it's really just getting it back to where it was. It's not really reducing it like that. But the fact of the matter is, you can either have a recovery, or you can have a level 5 or lower played for free without actually lowering your security because you've just put one on. Either way, it seems like you've gotten yourself a pretty hefty advantage. And then on all turns, when you play another Digimon by an effect, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a level less than or equal to that level. I.e., if you Digivolve up and play a level 5 from your security, you get to delete one of your opponent's level 5s. You will notice this last skill here is not limited to once per turn, and we've seen a bunch of especially purple Digimon, but some yellow as well, that can play cards for free. Yeah, you could potentially be playing a bunch of cards for free while wrecking your opponent's board. I expect people to start taking this Mastamon and making a really good deck with it. Because the fact of the matter is, if you're playing any kind of deck that plays Digimon for free, even if you want to ignore the Jogress Evolution, when you Digivolve up, you recover one, and you get to choose which one it is, which incidentally means you can put, say, a security Digimon on top of your stack, so you get to play it for free there, which is lovely. And then every time you're playing Digimon for free with your effects, you get to delete your opponents as well. This adds up kind of nutty. And do remember that if you pre-ordered the double pack over in Japan, it sold out a little while ago, unfortunately. But if you did, there is the alternate art Mastamon, which I personally prefer. But I'm also well aware that I was lucky enough to be fast enough to actually get to pre-order this, so I am, shall we say, not unbiased. Unfortunately, that did sell out a while ago. It is an Amazon Japan exclusive, and as it stands, we've not been given any word on if or how this is going to be made available. It will at some point be released in some way outside of Japan. We know that all of these alternate arts are, but in Japan, it might legitimately just be for there. Moving over then into the purple side of the deck, we've got ourselves a Ghostmon, and it is a full playset of the Ghostmon. And while you have a yellow Digimon in play, this Digimon gains blocker. And I made this point in the last video because we were talking about a Digimon over there, Kakabutorimon, sorry, which has a very similar, or really the same effect, well, different colour I suppose. And basically, although we've seen it in black before, generally speaking, we don't tend to see really low-level, weak blockers that are easy and quick to get into play. This one is, so it's very much worth taking seriously. Now, Tsukaimon is an uncommon, but it still comes in here as a 2-of. You need 2 decks to get a playset. And when you play it, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and you add a Digimon with Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel in its traits from among them to your hand. It's another one of those skills that lets you search out a Digimon from the top X cards of your deck. These are good, they add consistency, and frankly, they end up seeing a bunch of play. Now, Witchmon comes in here again as a full playset. And here, it's a security card, so at the end of the battle, you can play it without paying the memory cost. And when you play it, you may return a level 5 or lower purple Digimon from your trash to your hand. 6 cost to play normally is expensive, but if this comes out as a security card, not only do you get to play Witchmon for free, you also get that play skill for free as well, and I cannot be the only one that thinks that's pretty gosh darned good. But if we're going to have a Witchmon, we'd better have a Wizardmon, and we do. You will notice that Witchmon, and for what it's worth, Ghostmon, do not evolve from yellow. They are just pure purple Digimon, which is a little bit sad. Wizardmon here is a proper dual-colour Digimon that can Digivolve from either yellow or purple. But it's just a vanilla card. And as a level 4, 5 cost to play isn't cheap and 2 cost to Digivolve isn't that cheap. 6,000 power is moderately high, but not really high enough to be amazing. And this is a problem for me. Sure, it can Digivolve from either purple or yellow, and like we said with Lopmon, that is a reason to play it. But I would contend that is the only reason to play it. And for some reason, and I trust DigimonCardGame.fandom.com when they tell me this, Bastamon, despite being a common, is limited to 2 copies. Which is a bit sad. It's a 6 cost to play normally, but bearing in mind level 5s we expect 7 free 7, so this is good. And when you play, you delete your opponent's level 3 Digimon. And it's all it does. But actually, being able to just play this and get an easy delete on one of your opponent's Digimon, that actually sounds pretty good to me. Now, Lady Devamon does come in here as a playset. And when you Digivolve, you may discard 1 card from your hand. And remember, purple have a bunch of cards that can take advantage of trashing from your hand. To reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. And you can add a yellow and a purple Angel or Archangel or Fallen Angel type from among them to your hand. So once again, it's more searching out, but this is when you Digivolve. Oh yeah, and on your turn, all of your yellow Digimon gain retaliation. That means if they're deleted in a battle, they will delete the Digimon with whom they were battling. And frankly, ladies and gentlemen, this is my favourite card in either of the 2 starter decks, and I adore the fact that it does actually come through as a 4-of. You only need to buy 1 deck to get a playset. It's an awkward tech if you're not playing a proper dual-colour deck, but giving all of your yellow Digimon retaliation? I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds pretty amazing to me. Remember, it is an inheritable skill, so although Lady Devamon can just normally Digivolve from your yellow level 4, you will need to have something to Digivolve into in order to actually activate this skill. But it's such a good skill that even as awkward as it is, it's one that I am super excited about. Now, Junomon is the other level 6 in here, and it can Digivolve from purple or yellow, which is nice. And it's got retaliation, which is nice. And when you're Digivolving, you trash the top 3 cards of your deck. And then you return a Digimon card from your trash to your hand. Worth noting, the one you return does not have to be one you trashed. And I've already told you that there are a bunch of purple Digimon that really like playing from the trash. And actually, yeah. This seems really cool. I don't know if it's a stunning level 6 or anything like that. But it's got retaliation, which is good. You trash the top 3 cards of your deck, which is good. Well, in a purple deck anyway. And you get to recover a Digimon, which gives you good search, which is good. I actually sneaky like this. The backup level 6s aren't supposed to be great in starter decks. This one is one I've got my eye on. Now, the last 2-of in the deck is Chaos Degradation. This is unfortunately only coming in as a 2-of. It is an 8 cost card, so it better be good. You place one of your opponent's Digimon at the top or bottom of their security face down. And then if you did, you trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. It's basically just a way of getting rid of one of their Digimon on the board. But you aren't deleting it. And because you're not deleting it, deletion skills don't come in. So it's very much like Gaia Force, and we all know how good Gaia Force is in red decks, but it's actually better than Gaia Force. We talked about this when it was revealed before. The fact that it doesn't delete them and doesn't activate deletion skills, and therefore isn't blocked by the kind of things that would block Gaia Force either, actually, as far as I'm concerned, makes it a genuinely better Gaia Force, which is a little bit nuts. We've then got ourselves 4 copies of Darkness Wave. It's a 1-cost option card, lets you trash the top 3 cards of your deck. And then if you have a yellow Digimon in play, you may return a yellow or purple Digimon from your trash to your hand. Very reminiscent of the aforementioned Junomon. And again, You're getting extra cards in your trash, which in some purple builds can be an absolute advantage. You're returning cards to your hand that you can then use later, which is an absolute advantage. And this is something that, quite frankly, is pretty gosh darn good. And then, like we saw in the other deck, we have a single reprinted card here. We are getting ourselves a playset of an alternate art Night Raid. 2 costs to play, and you play a purple level 3 from your trash without paying its memory cost. Nice. The fact that you can play from your trash means you don't have to have the card in your hand, which is way more likely it's going to be in the trash than in your hand. Plus, even if it's more than the 2 cost, you can play it as a 2 cost. It's a card that's seen a bunch of play. It is very much worthy of having that reprint, so yeah, I think it is absolutely something to get a little bit excited about. It's pretty gosh darn cool. And overall, I think this deck is cool. I've told you my love for Lady Devamon. I think it's a really good card, but Mastermon looks like it could be really good. We've got an amazing option card. This seems like it's got some cool stuff in, as these starter decks tend to do. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's over to you guys. I want to know which of these you're excited about. I want to know which of these you want to, well, play with, put in your deck. Let me know. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching WasiPlays.